Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and guess what? Time for the Tuesday Top 3. Now, last week I asked your top 3 favorite female horror villains. And boom, you guys replied. I'm not gonna lie, this is the one week, I'm lying almost every week, but this is the one week I'm reading these answers and I'm like, I'm a complete horror poser because I don't remember or know half of them. It's ridiculous, and that's no one to blame but myself. I got some studying to do. I got some homework to do here. So, all right, Matt and Freck hit me up, and I can't even pronounce the first one on his list. His at number 3, Sarah Refa from Macabre. Know the movie or heard of the movie, but haven't seen it. At number 2, he said Jennifer Jason Leigh's character from Single White Female. And number 1, this is the exact quote. I'm not sure if this was the character name or just his description of the character. The nasty bitch from Neighbor. Haven't seen Neighbor. So his number 1 was the nasty bitch. So there you go. So thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. It says Matt and Freck. I'm not sure if there's 2 people or either way. Thank you to both if it's 2. Sarah Pullen hit me up, and she said, number 3, I believe it's Dren from Splice. I actually own Splice. It's over there on the wall. I just haven't watched it yet. Been looking forward to it, though. Fanny from American Gothic. Had the pleasure of watching this either last year or the year before. Just recently watched it. Like always, that was one of those I remember from my childhood, because whenever I'd go to like the horror section, it had such to me, a distinctive front cover, you know. But I'd always pass it over for whatever reason. I don't even remember why. And then I came across the DVD, and we got it, and fucking loved it. And then her number 1 was Leech Woman from The Puppet Master. Nicely done. Can't go wrong if you go with Puppet Master. Can't go wrong with it. Ghostface Kid 101 said, at number 3, Baby Firefly from Devil's Rejects. I know it's from 2 different movies, but I'm just going to start saying from Devil's Rejects because that should just encompass both. What would you call that? Like, the Rejects movies? Or, you know, it's not like there's, you know, they got 2 different titles. Even though anyways, so yes, from Devil's Rejects. Number 2, the Female Cenobite from the Hellraiser series. And number 1, I'm not going to lie, I guess I have a feeling he's going to do this anyway. Before you even typed it or sent it to me, I was like, he's definitely going this one, this number 1. And I was right. The Queen Alien from Aliens. So, boom, there you go. Thank you, my man. Victor of the Horror Squad. He said, number 3, The Hag from Curtains. That's another one of those that I need to watch. I've heard such great things about it. It seems like just recently, though. It seems like within like the past 3 or 4 years, it's been like this kind of like a resurgence on YouTube. Everybody's talking about Curtains, and I've yet to see it, but I need to see it. Now, this one I've seen, but I don't remember most of it at all. Miss Tridani, if I'm pronouncing that right, from Alice, Sweet Alice. I remember, I've watched Alice, Sweet Alice. It's been about 10 years now, but I have seen it, and I remember liking it. I don't remember much about it. I definitely don't remember a Miss Tridani. I remember you had the 2 little girls. One of them was Brooke Shields. She bites it pretty early on. I just remember there's a fat, like, neighbor who was, like, they implied he was a pedo, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I am sorry. And then number 1, Pamela Voorhees from Friday the 13th. So, boom, there we go. Loki Johns hit me up. And, yes, second week in a row. And at number 3, Pamela Voorhees. At number 2, Carrie White, which is on my list. And number 1, Patty O'Connor. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know who Patty O'Connor is. I really hope that's not something so, like, obvious that I'm just like, Once again, I always admit I am a horror poser. Why am I doing my own horror YouTube show? I don't know. I'm winging it. But thank you, Loki. I appreciate it. And finally, my little bro from across the pond, Warren Cocking, hit me up. And at number 3, he said Sweet Alice, which I can only assume Alice, Sweet Alice. And if I'm wrong, tell me. Number 2, The Bride. Bride of Frankenstein. And number 1, Baby Firefly from Devil's Rejects. So I want to thank every single one of you guys for doing that. That's awesome. Once again, this would not be much of a show without you. Just plain and simple. In fact, in my early year, like that first year I did the Movie Fans Horror Review, back when it was like a ridiculously long show, I didn't get any, but I would keep going anyway. So I'm like, well, last week I asked what was your top 3 favorite whatever, and nobody replied. So we're moving right on to and it was like that for like a good chunk of time. And I've been fortunate enough to find a small following, and believe me, not even joking. I know like my voice comes off sarcastic every fucking time. I mean it from the bottom of my dark heart. Thank you very much. So this week I was like, you know what? Let's do something a little fun. It's going to be one that's going to require a little bit of thinking. But once you actually start looking, you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of these out there. This week I'm asking your top 3 favorite horror films with the word night in the title. Night, N-I-G-H-T, not the Knight of the Round Table type night, but nighttime night. So, top 3 horror films with the word night in them. Now, I just want the word by itself. I don't want another word that's made up of that word. Nightmare is not going to cut it. I'm sorry. Nightmare is its own independent word. It has night in it, but it's not the word itself. Nightmare does not count. So I don't want to see a whole lot like Nightmare on Elm Streets. Doesn't count. No Nightbreed. That is, that's my go-to is Nightbreed. And then I looked at it, I was like, oh shit, it's fucking one word, not 2. So Nightbreed does not count. I'm sorry. Has to just be the word night. And that's it. So, initially my top 3 was going to be very generic sounding, just because I was going to use 2 of them, like from the same film series, and then I was like, nah, you're better than that, Phantom, so I went ahead and I excluded one of them. Without any further ado, at number 3, I'm going with Silent Night, Bloody Night. Not the Christmas Santa Claus slasher movie. We're going with the 1974 rarely seen horror film that is this literally is like a unseen horror gem, but it is really good. But yeah, I'm going with Silent Night, Bloody Night. And then number 2 was the one that initially I was going. Number 2 is Fright Night, the original, and I was going to make number 3 Fright Night 2, then number 2 Fright Night, but I was like, I don't want to be that guy. And I'm okay if you guys do that. That's fine. I'm the same for me personally. I was like, I can't do that. So I went ahead and took Fright Night 2 out. So Fright Night is my number 2, and my number 1 should really be no surprise to anybody. Night of the Living Dead. So I want to know how many of these can you guys come up with. It was one of those that I struggled with because initially I just had those 3. I didn't like the fact that I had Fright Night Part 2. So I was like, well, what other fucking night movies are there? And I started going through the list. And I was like, oh shit, there are more. And then after I even solidified my list, even more came to mind. I was like, well shit. But I was happy the 3 I picked because these are really the top 3. So I did kind of land on my top 3 regardless. But I want to know what your guys' top 3 movies are. You guys, oh I'm sorry, I'm literally just like ate like a pizza and then now, and then I chugged generic Mountain Dew, and now it's just like, so like, not even heartburn, just indigestion and burping. That's how professional we are here on the Phantom Show. Anyways, so you guys know how at this point, you can leave that comment right down below. Did a little public thrust with that. I don't know if you guys caught that on the camera or not. And then, of course, you guys can, of course, leave video responses if you want. And then, of course, Facebook or Twitter. So, I mean, there are multiple ways to hit me up. So, yeah, top 3 favorite horror movies with the word night in the title. I'm the Movie Phantom, and yeah.